And Donnie, if you're out there, if you're hearing this, I need you to reach out. We're in this together. As you all know, we've been following this strange and increasingly troubling story about the Mars photos, the men in black, and the eerie silence surrounding our friend Donnie. I promise you, I keep digging, and let me tell you, I've uncovered some things that even I wasn't prepared for. But tonight, I've got a special treat for you. You see, I've reached out to someone who's been following these kinds of events for a long time, someone who has his finger on the pulse of the most mysterious, the most shadowed corners of the unknown. And tonight, he's here with us live. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about none other than Jimmy Church.
Hey, Art. I've been listening to this story unfold, and I have to tell you something about this has been giving me chills. I mean, we've seen these kinds of cover-ups before, but what you've got on your hands here, this is next level.
I knew when I called you, Jimmy, you'd have some insight. I mean, you've been down this rabbit hole more times than anyone I know. So tell me, what do you make of these Mars photos? And more importantly, what about Donnie disappearing right after the men in black showed up?
Well, Art, I think we're dealing with something that goes way deeper than just a few strange images from Mars. I've been doing my own research on this, making a few calls, reaching out to some of my sources, and I'll tell you right now, there's chatter. Quiet, but people in certain circles are talking about this like it's part of a much bigger operation. You see, these men in blacks aren't just spooks. They're part of a long-standing intelligence network that doesn't answer to any government we know about. They deal with incidents that aren't meant for the public eye. UFO sightings, recovered technology, encounters that defy explanation. And when they show up like they did at Donnie's house, well, that's when you know you've hit a nerve.
Jimmy, I've heard the stories. We've all heard them. But why would they be so interested in these particular photos? I mean, we've seen anomalies before. What makes this different?
That's the question, Art. I think it's not just what Donnie found, it's what he stumbled onto without realizing it. Those photos you've got, there's more to them than meets the eye. I've seen similar images off the books, of course, that have been suppressed for years. I'm talking about photographs from the Apollo missions that never made it to the public. Objects on the moon, structures, and now Mars. But here's where it gets even stranger. Those symbols you found, they're showing up in more places than anyone wants to admit.
I knew those symbols were important. I knew it.
Oh, they're important, all right? And here's where things get dark, Art. The symbols you found on that photo, I've seen them before. They've shown up in classified documents related to secret space programs, deep underground military bases, and get this, recovered artifacts. I'm not talking about things from other countries. I'm talking about off-world artifacts. These symbols go back thousands of years. Some of them are etched into ancient ruins here on Earth, some found on the moon, and now we're seeing them on Mars. What Donnie found might be the key to something the powers that be have been hiding for a long time. We're talking about ancient knowledge, maybe even technology that predates our understanding of human civilization.
You're saying this could be part of some interplanetary connection? That these symbols are the same across planets?
Exactly. What if we've been wrong all along, Art? What if we're not just looking at the possibility of extraterrestrial life, but at evidence of an ancient, interconnected civilization that spanned multiple planets, Mars, the moon, Earth, it's all connected. And the people who are trying to keep it quiet, they know that if the truth gets out, it would rewrite everything we think we know about history, about space, about human origins.
Jimmy, I'm getting chills here. But if that's true, why now? Why are they trying so hard to keep this buried now? Is something about to happen?
I've got a theory, Art. This cover-up has been going on for decades, but recently there's been an uptick in activity, more sightings, more leaks, more unexplained phenomena. I think we're on the verge of a major revelation, something they can't control anymore. Maybe it's a signal, maybe it's contact. Whatever it is, it's coming fast, and they're trying to keep the lid on it for as long as they can. And that's why Donnie got silenced. That's why you're being watched. They're afraid we're too close to the truth.
I've always known we were getting closer, but to hear it like this, well, it's a lot to process. Jimmy, do you think there's a way to get Donnie back? Is there anything we can do?
That's the hard part, Art. When the men in black get involved, they have ways of making people disappear off the grid, out of reach. But we're not without hope. If Donnie's listening, if he's out there, he needs to know we've got his back. And for the rest of us, we need to keep pushing, keep digging, because I guarantee you, the closer we get, the more desperate they're going to become.
Folks, you heard it here. We're on the brink of something enormous, something they don't want us to know. But we're not stopping, not now. Jimmy, thank you for joining me tonight, for shedding some light on this very dark situation.
Anytime, Art. And to everyone listening, stay vigilant. Keep looking up, and most importantly, stay safe.
All right, folks, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, I want to hear from you. Are you seeing the same things we are? Are you ready to dig deeper? Stay with me. This ride is just beginning.